Greetings and welcome everybody to the Jane Live on a Thursday, where we talk about miracle medicine and we share live case studies, practical real time as experienced in our quantum medical centers, and keep you up to date with the latest. And really using our simple, tried and trusted, easy to follow methodologies. And I must just say right at the outset, the best results come from the people who don't get logical about what they're doing, don't get too left brain. In other words, they go with the flow. They work with their own, the body's own innate ability to heal, knowing that they can't second guess nature and nature's wisdom. And these are the people that, we're seeing spontaneous miracle shifts. And I've got some really good stand was very, very well presented, well visited. At any one time, we were 2 or 3 rows of people deep, waiting to come and get their assessments and know about their health, know about their body, know their numbers, and assess root causes of disease. And so really, really, really special time for us. The team, we put our head down and we just focused on what we were doing to serve people. And I think this really stood us in good stead as well, because we had kind of a protected space that we decided to operate in. And these huge expos, you can really get swallowed up in the energy. And all of us came home not exhausted. We came home actually enlivened. We came home with vitality and life force and energy being our currency. And, I think that's really testament. Whatever you identify with, but it's the energy that we are. We are batteries. We have to charge our battery. Same as a cell phone. You've got to plug the cell phone in. Same with us. We've got to charge ourselves. And we have lots and lots of beautiful, unique nutrients to do that. And we work with people and we let their body treat them. Okay, and that's also the secret. We uncover root causes of disease. Huge other secret. And we also look at overcoming dis-ease, not disease, dis-ease in a person. And what is our measurement? It's basically the vitality, the life force, the energy of the person that comes in to see us, because that's our direct indication. Yes, we've got live blood assessments, we've got various quantum machines to do the who really wants to lose a lot of weight or mass. Sometimes it's difficult to recognize, as they walk in. So lots of surprises for all of us, and a very, very warm welcome to everybody listening in. And this is your program. This evening, I really want you to ask as many questions as you want. Jot them down in the chat as I take you through myself and the 365 Healthy by Choice Quantum Medical Centers, and how this all evolved. So I am the CEO and the founder of 365 Healthy by Choice, and I'm a pharmacist. I have an MBA and I have a medical board certified diploma in quantum therapy. I also have international live blood analysis certificates, nutrition, which strings to pull to effectively and speedily get a result in someone. It's not a question of, well, follow this and come and fetch your repeat meds for the next 3, 5, 7 months, and we hope that you're going to be okay by then. It's not like that at all. In fact, we want to get a maximum result in 1 month. And in fact, to this end, our centers don't run on a huge repeat business. We largely referral, based on our good reputation, our testimonies, and our fast-acting results. So, I'm proud to have used my my degree and my training in this way. As a pharmacist, I witnessed, the overprescribing of medication, often harmful, seldom useful, seldom shifting someone from illness to wellness. Was that genetic disposition to play out or to disintegrate or to switch off in your parents or your ancestors? So be it heated oil or carcinogen toxins or whatever they might be, there's always a cause, be it emotions as well. So, I decided also to remove the guesswork. And that's why we do the baseline assessments, which I'm going to show you about a little bit later. So this sort of gives you, you know, a bit of background as to, you know, where I was coming from. I'm going to share with you 4 steps to wellness and a box of 4 products, which is beautiful for the first step, which is reset. So a little bit down the line, and this is on special at the moment. And why would people be different in terms of their reset? We all need to reset. If you have a crop of spinach, or the reset is a reset that gets the electromagnetic field correct, the life force, the vitality, the ability of the body to absorb oxygen and food, the main fuels of the body, and the ability to detox the waste and the water out of the cells. So, you know, our focus is on in driving the food and the oxygen to the cell, and then and driving the waste out of the body. So the detox organs are very important to us, namely the kidney, the gut, the liver, the lungs, and the skin. Very, very important. The blood is very important. It needs to be pure. You know, we look at it under the microscope. It needs to be pure and clean and able to carry oxygen. You know, the copper levels, the iron levels must all be in place as well. So let's just focus a little bit on the first slide that I'm looking at here. Let's just pull that through. This might take a few moments. And I see we've got, what is the difference between the IV and the drops capsules? Is the IV a bottle of, is equal to a bottle of capsules? Okay, so that's a great question, Corinna. Thank you so much. Just while we wait for the slide to come through, to pull through, I think it's almost there. Yeah, it is there. Okay, so this is an interesting thing now. Why the IV drip? Why the oxygen IV drip, and why the oxygen, the drip clinic? We offer this product, the glutathione, the vitamin C's, and that the energy and the immune boosting, the drip, for specifically those people that are not able to absorb. And there's many people like that right now, by the way, people walking around vertically that are not absorbing properly. So that is a good way of getting those minerals and vitamins in. Then the oxygen drip itself is this pure oxygen. It's not ozone, completely different. It's oxygen, O2, which goes straight into the vein. And here again, some people have chronic fatigue, flat adrenals, low energy, low vitality, huge amounts of toxins, and again need vast amounts of oxygen to come in quickly. And we can't do that orally, because the strength of the body to detox from the oral drops is not there. See them walk out. I mean, the nurses and myself are astounded every single time. We just wait for it. We just wait for that spark to come out in the face. So there's different reasons for what we do, and different strengths of the oxygen, different volumes of the drips that we use as well. So therefore, an oxygen drip, let's say our maximum dose of the oxygen drip that the vein will allow, because it's always got to do to determine with the body's threshold, would not be enough for a healthy person who's, let me just see, someone I think can't get in or something. For it wouldn't be enough to sustain, let's say, ultimately a cancer patient. So normally what happens, let's say we can then load the dose orally, because they're able to cope with, tummy running and normal detoxification. So it's not it's not a comparable thing. And just while I'm on the subject, before I do forget, we do the oxygen foot soaks and we do the oxygen bathing. And it works phenomenally, because you get a mass. Let's say you're doing a 20-20 drop bath of the cell vitality OXYMINERALS, you'll get at least 16, 17 of those drops going in. Now, to drink 16, 17 drops is, you need to be, in one go, you need to be quite capable of of holding on to your oxygen. You have to have quite a threshold for oxygen to be able to do that. Not possible. So we do use the oxygen foot soaks and the baths extensively, and educating people on our Quantum Medical Centre. So, well, what is quantum? Let's maybe just discuss quantum space, okay? Because I think we used to very much a linear way of treatment where it's a biofeedback. You test this, you give that, you test this, you give that. It's all on a physical plane. When we're in the quantum field, which we all live in, the trees live in it, the plants live in it, we are dealing in multiple dimensions. We're dealing with particles and waves, which are interconnected and interdependent. So what's going on in Honolulu and Moscow and Sydney and Los Angeles and let's just say Tanzania is all related. What you're thinking here is affecting the rest of humanity. We are all linked, entwined, entangled. That is quantum. And in order to heal, we need to look at this multiple dimensional, interconnected, interdependent space. If we just look at the world, we are interconnected with 4 kingdoms, namely the soil, the plants, the animals, ourselves, and the cosmos. So that would be on a more simplified way, but we're interconnected. And this is how we get real growth, real health, real wellness. And this is the paradigm shift, the leading edge shift where we are able to do this right now. Working with nature and the innate ability of the body to heal with patience. People are so used to taking a tablet quickly and hoping that the symptoms go away quickly and, hitting it hard. I just want a tablet to hit it hard. No, we've got to work with patience and gratitude and, contentment. So this is where we're working, and this is where we're getting actually these massive results quickly. So, the quantum space, if you remember from school or varsity, has got to do with the atoms and molecules, got to do with a proton and a neutron in the middle, and then the electron spinning all the way around it. You all got that picture of the electron spin. So this is us, our body, our cells, our genes, our DNA. We're all in a quantum spin. So what is life force? What is energy? What is vitamin and other oil, which have other properties? So we're using the flaxseed oil, for example, because it's the highest life force. So just as an example, a raw food will have a higher life force than cooked food. Freshly prepared food today has a higher life force than food in 3 days' time. 3 days old food. So we want to always be ahead of the game, and we want to be filling ourselves with energy and life force and electron spin rather than draining our body. And that's the danger when we drain the body so much that we can't detoxify, and that's when degeneration and cancer and things like that, chronic diseases set in. Okay, so we want to always follow prevention, being better than waiting for when it's too late. We do have a choice. And that is one of our, things we say over and repeat over and over and over again. So when we're talking life force, this is something that's quantum. It's in the quantum space. And I'll talk about our devices a little bit later. And that is how we heal. The nutrients in the 365 Healthy by Choice range are all in the quantum state. The food state, the plant-based. We're not second-guessing nature. We're working with nature with products that are in the quantum spin. We do not manufacture. We blend. We produce products through alchemy, through fermentation. We would use a paramagnetic rock dust, for example. So everything is exactly as nature's laid it out. The herbs, the superfoods, exactly as nature's laid it out, raw, not cooked, not extracted. So I think that sort of gives you a little bit of the space about quantum with this interconnection. And another thing about quantum is we are constantly evolving from chaos to order. So we're repatterning all the time. So a quantum shift requires chaos. So the body gets into the chaos and then it shoots off into a higher level, repatterns itself. The world needs to shift. There's massive chaos around the world. It repatterns and gets onto a higher level. And we're constantly doing this throughout our life to raise our vitality, our energy, our electron spin, In other words, we're not limited like a cell phone. We can't only get charged to 100. We can elevate and with leverage get to a higher spin and a higher spin and a higher spin. So it's like up, round apple, round you. That is a scalar wave. That is a vortex. That is a quantum spin. This vortex of ours, be it ourself, our organs, our tissues, our cells, or even the DNA, it's all got the vortex, and it's all about that spin. So when we want to help somebody reset themselves, realign themselves, we're working with that spin. And a cancer patient will have the wrong spin. It will be going the wrong way. So we've got to reorganize that spin, magnetic spin, the positive, negative, left, right. Okay, so that's very important. Let me just see here. Yes, there is going to be a recording, no problem. Okay, so let's get back to here. All right, we'll go there in a moment. I just want to make sure I'm telling you everything that we want to do. All right, so now if we get back to what goes on at a quantum medical center, you would walk in, exactly what we displayed at the conference, and you would sit down, you would speak about your primary health concerns. We would do a baseline assessment completely objectively. We would use any one of our quantum machines. If we're using the SCIO Eductor QUEX device, we're talking with validated, verified results, device that's validated, registered with the FDA and American, has been for the last 25 or so years. 37,000 have been sold worldwide. So we're dealing with a quantum device, which is the same sort of device which monitors the astronauts once they've left the planet. They're not tied to anything. They're orbiting the Earth, and these devices are managing them. I went to Russia twice and saw that in Russia they're doing the same thing. So these are very special devices which are geared towards assisting the world's largest medical software platform. All right, so we don't mess around. We also do, the live blood analyses. I'll show you in a moment, and we tease out the root causes. We validate these risks, and we start realignment. And the realignment has got to do with physical, neurological, emotional, and spiritual. So there again is a quantum field. It's going to affect the whole apple eventually. So same with us. So we do need to work holistically and naturally. And then we do the realignment, and we would use, for the assessment, we would also use the live blood analysis to show people it's very, very interesting and revealing, and it is what it is. Nobody can dispute that that's your blood, and nobody can dispute that the parasites are creeping all over the screen. They are, and you can see it. You can see the red blood cells stuck together. You can see the tiny little small white blood cells, or no white, hardly any white blood cells. You can see all of it. You can see the protein fibers in the plasma. So it's quite revealing and very motivating, actually, for people to see I remember when I saw mine first, I loved it. It's why I got the microscope. I wanted to see my blood, and then I could share it with other people. And so we would do all, these kind of assessments, and then we realign. And I'm going to show you a lot of the ways we realign with acupuncture, infrared sauna, the drips if necessary, the products, and so on. And the 4 steps is, the first is reset, which I've just said to you, do that baseline and get that first month out the way. Then we start restoring, and we're going to bring nutrients in. And then we're going to start rejuvenating the body, and then we reach the point of rejoicing. And that is when the person comes in, they're truly happy, they are they're full of joy, they're rejoicing, and they've achieved their health goal. So that is our sort of 4-step process: reset, restore, rejuvenate, and rejoice. And everything, all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle are coming together beautifully on their own. And we ending up with fulfilled and free people. And we've never ever forget about the emotions, because that's always a number one, really, really a number one. And don't ever forget about stress. Don't ever forget about lifestyle, grounding, earthing, the sunshine, water, nature, rest, the circadian rhythm of the earth. This is our interconnectedness with nature and the cosmos. And if we get up every morning, so we need to be very much aware and connected to what's going on around us, and the shifts and the changes and the seasons and so on, for maximized health. I'm not talking optimized health. I'm talking maximized health, because we can. And we have the top nutrients to do that, and I'll speak about that in a moment. So let's just see what else I put together, which I'd like you to ask questions on as well. I've kind of covered life force, energy, and vitality, and we do measure that with our quantum machines. We measure the cell vitality, we measure the body resonance, and we can validate those risk factors. And it's beautiful to see the risk factors starting to reduce. The chronic and the acute risk factors start reducing, and it's encouraging also to see the body start to notice areas that it needs to attend to. So that's just gorgeous. And then here we've got various topics for discussion today, and put your questions down there, because I'm going to go through some of the nutrient products. I know many of you listening in are on various of the products of the 365 Healthy by Choice nutrient range. So if you've got any questions, ask me. The dosages, ask me, because everybody can learn. If you have more and subsequent disease areas, or the disease area has gone away, please tell us, because it's useful for people to hear the testimonies. And by the way, there's loads of these testimonies on the 365 Healthy by Choice website. Loads and loads and loads. And they literally come in daily, because everybody is a case study. And then if you have diagnosed diseases, you're on medications and you've got symptoms, let me know as well. We can deal with that. When do you come for follow-up quantum assessments? So it's usually monthly, but if it's a very chronic, we will do it four times a month, every week. Speak to me about what's different and significant about infrared saunas, about the auricular acupuncture. What does it do? What can I expect? The drips, we've already had some meaningful questions on that. How do I prepare for live blood analysis? What is the earthing and the grounding? So those kind of questions, let's get your answers to them now, so that we can again, remove guesswork and know what we're doing. And then very importantly, we're going to be talking about, business options as well. Products too, depending, it could be a replica RNA, DNA, because I see the genes are damaged. It could be active stem cells, because I see we need to help the bone marrow produce new stem cells, white blood cells, red blood cells, platelets, NT and K cells. So it depends on what we need to fix: the liver, the kidney, the gut, the skin, the lungs. Depends what validated results come through as to what we might add. But rule of thumb, these products, the flaxseed oil, the cell vitality oxygen capsules, the DMSO, which is plant tree sap, and it's full of almost gold. We have an almost gold product as well, especially if there's degeneration and so on. And the almost gold is a levitational product which rises above against gravity, and that's what we need in the bodies that are chronically ill and crystallized. We need a good balance between gravity and levity. So that product has it in it as well, as apart from thinning the blood naturally and also bactericidal, fungicidal. The oxygen wipes out everything, and then we're rebuilding the microbiome of the body. And remember, we are 90% microbial. So why wouldn't we be consuming some form of beneficial organisms on a daily basis, be it in the kefir, the cottage cheese, the miso, the idli, the sauerkraut, the kimchi, or the microbiome reset, or the kombucha. So these are all varieties of effective beneficial organisms that the body needs. And I've showed many people what these look like under the microscope. It's unbelievable that you just get these colored lights all over the screen, and all different shapes and sizes, all holding their central point. You see, a parasite doesn't hold its central point, it scoots across the screen. But an effective beneficial organism holds its central point. It's very interesting. And we talk about central points, at other stages when we're doing emotions and things. So, as I said, this is a great start. And we've got it on special now, where there's a 200 Rand saving and a nice also almost $10 saving as well. Here we are to the rescue. We're offering you the life belt, and using the world's largest software platform. And, you can read everything that we're doing there. And I think very importantly, whilst we are raising life force and things, we're doing no harm. We're not using anything synthetic. And that to me is very important. So the purity is always maintained. And restoring the genetics, the DNA, the genes is also of paramount importance to me, because of the question, are we the ancestors of an endangered species? How do we change the legacy we leave our children and our children's children? And this is how we restore the DNA, the genetics. We get rid of the genetic snip that creates diabetes, that creates lipid deposition, that creates, protein deposition, that creates lung problems, asthma, for example. So these are all genetic sequences that they've isolated. It's not maybe. And so if you've got this sequence, you've got that disease. It's simple. So with our devices, we can treat all 23 sets of chromosomes and the gene foci and fix it with the quantum machine and with our nutrients, because many of these nutrients are programmed in that way to feed our genes. And in particular, the replica RNA, DNAs, bacterial cell wall fragments in the human genetic code, all natural and positive and healthy. So very important that we get right down into the cell, into the nuclear material, because that is what is the division, and that is what decides the disease or the wellness of people. So those are our quantum devices. And then if I want to share with you now the products, which I said to you are pure, natural, and unique, plant-based, food state, quantum state, nutrient dense. And this is where we have our toolkit, and we bring in really top quality premium products to the world. No fillers, no binders. And of course, vegetable protein, vegetable plant cell wall, vegetable capsules. All right, so let's look at Dipti's question. So Dipti's saying to me, with the common cold presently and people coughing a lot, what can one do to maintain one's own immunity? I take the cell vitality drops, the DMSO. Should I increase the dosage? Okay, so Dipti, we need to get back to this picture here, because this picture here is giving us what we need. Now, a cough has got to do with the lungs. If we don't have enough mucous membrane and lubrication of the lungs, the bacteriophages and the immune system can't live properly. So the flaxseed oil lines the gut, which is the first line of defense. It lines the lungs as well, which is one of the lines of defense as well. And it's essential and critical to get in flaxseed oil. It's essential and critical to get in the microbiome reset, because we are adding to our immune system whilst the bone marrow is producing white blood cells, etc., that get called to the site of infection. If we don't have the beneficial bacteria and fungi and yeast that you get in the microbiome reset, we are missing 50% of our immune system, because these organisms shapeshift into the opportunistic aggressive forms and go and fight the infection at the site where it is as well. So they're friendly, but at the drop of a hatch, they will shapeshift into the opportunistic form and go and help our white blood cells fight infection. We have to have them. So it's essential to have these organisms in our gut. You can see everything I put together is completely scientifically and naturally sound and works together, potentiates it. Now the gut, we've done the oil, we've lubricated the gut lining for absorption, and we've brought in the microbiome reset to scavenge all the toxins that have come into the gut and the lungs, two very important aspects to bring food and oxygen to the cell. And then we come in with our cell oxygen, which is going to kill everything that is moving in the body that shouldn't be, and remove all the toxins, so the body of this burden. That means that the white blood cells are free to go and do the rest of their job, to boosting their immunity, to scavenging, to getting to areas of the body they wouldn't normally get to. The DMSO comes in and potentiates everything. It takes everything even further than it would normally, and even quicker. On its own, DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, the plant tree sap, is bactericidal, fungicidal, and it's going to boost the immune system as well. All of these cross the blood-brain barrier too. So we're not letting the brain, neglecting the brain either. So this little combination to start with is essential. I don't know if it's asthmatic. We might need to bring the lung cleanse in to restore and heal the lungs. And we might have to bring in the parastop or the para-immune defense, which is going to further, from a herbal point of view, kill parasites, and make sure the patient is hydrated, lots of lemon water, alkaline, because the organisms can't live in alkaline environment. You know, even with the plant's pH needs to be around about 6.5. Ours is 7.4. So if that plant has the wrong pH, the diseases and the bugs will go to that plant and help get rid of it. Same with us. If we don't have a pH of 7.4, the parasites will grow, and they will just grow and take us over. So we always want to be alkaline, reduce inflammation, which is what the oxygen and the DMSO do. And we want to have the right pH level. And, you know, that's a rule of thumb. That's what's going to get anybody out of trouble. So you got to go back to reorganizing that. Your breathing with the lungs, so important. I mean, these things are just coming to me. You know, are you breathing to the bottom of the lungs? And are you breathing out properly? You know, are you doing your alternative nostril breathing? Because that's balancing your nervous system, your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system, bringing lots of oxygen to the brain. And that will lower stress. So if you've got lowered stress, you're going to heal much easier too, because also the vessels won't be constricted. So the blood can flow much easier too. And, you know, again, you know, your diet. Wheat is highly inflammatory too, and animal protein, meat, is quite difficult to digest when you are compromised. So I would go for, you know, the spirulinas, the kelps, the moringas, the pollens, the medicinal mushrooms, the algae, the blue-green algae, the organic sprouts, the organic nuts, fruits and seeds, because they have got a high energy spin. So we want to be taking into our body things that have got a higher energy spin, that are going to leave us at a higher energy state than before we started eating. And that's going to help us also energetically ward off disease. A very good question indeed. Thank you. And then how do we use these products, Carmen? Okay, great question too. So the microbiome reset and the flaxseed oil and the microbiome reset, nothing ever goes in the fridge, please understand, because the fridge is connected to an electrical plug and it has an electrical field. Let me give you an example here. We ferment kombucha, which you get a SCOBY and you make your tea and your sugar and you boil it up, and anyway, the whole recipe, which is freely available, and I don't mind sharing it, but never mind, not now, right now. And we make this kombucha, and we've made it forever. We've had the SCOBY forever, and it was on a wooden shelf, not near any plugs, because that's where we had it. So I decided to put it on a tea trolley next to the fridge. Well, it was a couple of days and the SCOBY started dying. And actually one of the team members made the kombucha that time. They refreshed it because after about three weeks, it's ready. So you got to refresh it. So I kept saying to her, what's happened? I don't think the kombucha likes you because it's dying. The SCOBY is dying. And she kept saying, well, I don't know. I did whatever you told me. And I suddenly clicked. And I always tell people, don't sleep with your head near a plug. You know, the base set of a phone mustn't be near your head. The lamp mustn't be plugged in because you're sleeping in an energetic field. Move your bed because it's anti-life. It's wrong negative spin. It's damaging to the immunity, you know, the gene sequences and everything. Then I just realized, oh my gosh, I put a living thing right next to the fridge frequencies, the fridge electromagnetic frequencies. We moved it away. It have to be in the fridge, and the cold chain can't be broken because they're going to die, the organisms. And make sure you take the probiotics half an hour before you eat so that they can come out of the dead dormant state almost and start multiplying. And hopefully there's enough of a colony before you eat. We don't have any of that. This microbiome reset, we drink out of the bottle, we put it in our water, we put it on our salads, we put it in our green smoothies. After we've mixed the smoothie, because I wouldn't like to blend those organisms. They're too precious. I fold the oil in and I fold the microorganisms in after I've whizzed the smoothie. So you would do a tablespoon of flaxseed oil, a tablespoon of microbiome reset, generally in the morning with breakfast. You would take your supplements then, your nutritional superfoods, your herbs, your tea, your coffee, your orange juice, your vitamin C, all in the morning. And then the oxygen and the DMSO I would do around about lunchtime. You know, you've got to do a couple of doses of that. You would start typically first day with a drop of each of the cell vitality oxygen into a dry glass. You'd activate it for 20 seconds. It goes yellow. You go to the tap, because there are water purifying drops in any event. You would fill the tumbler about 3/4 full. You'd come back to the table. You would put about 5 drops of DMSO in, and you would drink it immediately. Then again, how you increase this dosage is dependent upon your oxygen threshold. What do I mean by that? Some people can take 2-3 doses a day on the first day. A much larger frame body can easily do that. A really tiny, small body will probably cope with 1 drop of each. Remember at the beginning, I said the oral drops are strong. So they would definitely only take one dose each. A very frail person, a person with chronic fatigue, might even take half a drop. How do you make half a drop? You make the 1 drop of each cell vitality active and the activator. You activate it for 20 seconds. You fill up with water. You throw half the water out. You fill up it again. You've got half a drop there. Definitely children under 12, half a drop a day to start with. And little tiny kiddies, even 1/4 of a drop. Okay, what's going to happen? The tummy's going to run. And the other things that are going to happen is you're going to sleep like a baby, the anxiety and depression goes and so on. So you need 2 hours before the drops, during the drops, and 2 hours after the drops to not have any antioxidants, because the drops are oxidants, right? And then you would sequentially increase your drops to 4 doses a day of 4 times a day consecutively on the hour, and then 2 consecutively on the hour 4 times, 3 and 4. And then I would hang in there until a month's up, and then I would come and get a retest. And it's so beautiful because you just see all the little arrows moving towards the center, the green, especially those heavy metals. It's just so heartwarming to see, you know, that you've got them all out of you. So you don't need any heavy metal chelation, expensive, I don't know what. Everything's going to happen here for you, which is really nice. And just requires adjustment in lifestyle, as I said to you, in the nutrition, what's going through your mouth. And then, just a second, let me read this one. Okay, so Anna, that's also a very good and brilliant question. Eat your normal meals as if you're eating your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. If you need to snack, you snack. The drops don't make any difference with normal food. Your berries, you can make an antioxidant smoothie with berries and just not orange juice. Berries and pears and grapefruit and lemon and wonderful. That's not considered an antioxidant out of a bottle of vitamin C, a bottle of superfoods or herbs or tea. Okay, so you just eat your normal food. You do not wait. You must eat. If you don't eat, you're going to feel, the waves of detoxification, which we don't need discomfort at all. If your tummy starts running too much, then wait. Let the body catch up a little bit. The oxygen, the oxygen will clean to its capacity, to its half-life, and then it's out of the body, 2 hours. So the more you give, the more that's going to get cleaned. But the really, let's say the rough part is the first week, I'd say. First week, 2 weeks, 10 days. Then you're done, because all the really scary, horrible ones have gone. And then you might cruise for a little while, and then suddenly you'll go to a deeper level of detoxification. But really, this is a reset that you would do annually for about 30 or 45 days, depending on the primary cause. I said, I really do advocate the foot soaks and the bathing, because it takes a lot of strain out of the body. There's a massive detox for you. Easy. The foot soak, you'll add equal numbers. Foot soak, you'll do 20 drops into a glass. You'll activate it. You'll add water. You'll add 20 DMSO into that water. And then you will throw it into the foot soak. The bath, you won't use DMSO because there's too many toxins in normal bath water. But a foot soak is quite manageable. And then in the evening, you'll have a tablespoon of flaxseed oil and microbiome reset with your meal at night. And I always just say, the more raw food, the better, because that's where I see the mineral levels and vitamin levels rising. People who eat lots of raw food. It's just easy to extract. People who are on a lot of cooked food are shoving supplements down their throat because they're not absorbing zinc, they're not absorbing selenium, iron, calcium, magnesium. So if you want to get your calcium and magnesium, potassium levels up, eat raw food. If you want to get your iron up, eat raw spinach, kale, the green foods. And get your copper level up. Okay, so now what I want to share with you, that this is the product range, okay? And we'll talk about this also when we talk about people who want to start a business, because we'll talk about the product and the shelf of products. So rest assured, this is a premium brand range of products. Top quality from top importers. Every single product carries a certificate of analysis. That means it meets world-class standards or exceeds in purity and in standards in terms of fertilizers, pesticides, chemicals, and so on. So I sleep at night. I know that I'm doing no harm. Okay. Very important, I think. All right, so now we did talk about the drips. Now, these are the posters that were on the walls at our real live walk-in Quantum Medical Centre, but they're here too. So oxygen is king. Just read oxygen there. Those are the two options that we do have, and it's a fast, safe, effective, and immediate way of boosting somebody's energy levels. And our results are, as I said to you, how the blood was, and then how it's shifted as we've cleared it all. So even with the oxygen drips, we will do before and afters. And it's incredible. Whether you've done the energy, immune, vitamin boost or the oxygen boost, it just the free radicals, the parasites and everything, the blood is clean. So we, as I said, we get an instant result. And we can see a lot from the live blood. And validated with our machines. So then also the auricular acupuncture, you can see there's actually a baby there. So starting with the lobe at the bottom of the head and going around the spine all the way down to the legs. So the ear, apart from being in a golden mean, holds the whole body. So we would do the first needle would go into the part which releases endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, and you just get washed in this beautiful, beautiful endorphin river. and peace and calmness. This needle goes into what we call the Shenmen, and that changes neurological pathways. So I had a visitor yesterday, a client actually came from the expo, totally hyper, totally stressed, totally left brain, totally just anxious, nervous, thin. And I could just feel my electrons draining. I could just feel his body sapping up my electrons. So I had to do something quickly. So I said, look, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you free of charge an acupuncture session right now. We'll resume what we're doing. We were doing the quantum and live blood and that. Let me resume what we're doing just now, because I had to get this person calmer. And within 45 minutes, different person. So this Shenmen changes neurological pathways. And you can leave behind what's not serving you and take with you what is serving you. So acupuncture, like quantum, it's non-verbal, non-linear. And then we also put the kidneys in, the lungs, and the liver. All right, so this one is sort of saying exactly the same thing, but just a little bit of a different perspective. So there's 10 needles all together. And that is our auricular acupuncture. The calmness it brings about, it de-stresses you, and then the emotional shift, and then we use it a lot for addictions as well, changing the neurological pathways. The lymphatic system, especially people with severe and hectic parasites, really do benefit hugely from the infrared sauna. I love it. I love all of these. I love the acupuncture and I love the infrared sauna. The drips, well, luckily, fortunately, I can take oral stuff. I'm not chronic. So I can't say I love the drips, but I love the 365 nutrients. I love what the drips do for people, put it that way. I really do. And it's also an unspeakable experience to watch somebody on a 3-hour drip. As I said, there aren't words. And then I love the nutrients. I love them because they come from all different areas, and I'm coming at the body with all different nutrients and molecules. And, I love the devices too. So all of these are tried and tested. So here we've got the earthing and grounding. We've got a 2-in-1. It's an earthing mat and a wrist pad. So one person can use your wrist pad in the car, for example, or there's a splitter cable. You can use. One person can use the mat sitting next to them. Somebody can have the wrist pad. You can put it, your feet on it. You can put it in your bed. You can put your computer on it. It's not going to block the computer, but it's going to block the rays coming to you. So you set up an invisible electromagnetic field, which is measurable with the voltmeter. Straight, grounded. You can measure it. And then we have the time crystals, piezoelectric time crystals. These are for radiation, but they're also designed by the professor in the quantum space to maintain your vortex, to maintain your scalar wave, to throw off and ward off negative emotions and feelings that come to you from other people. Very important today. We talk about detoxifying physically. We've got to get our emotions out and the emotions of other people. And I can talk more on this at another time. We are and we do accept other people's emotions without knowing it, unless we're protective of our field. So this quantum device we wear, and it's absolutely amazing. It's got a battery for lasting 300-400 years. It's a game changer. And it's again non-verbal, but you're shifting. Anybody who puts one on will know. You will feel your scalar wave readjusting. So we've got beautiful options here to restore, reset, and to trump and ward off disease. And I've put there, often we don't crack it. We don't know what's wrong. We've tried everything. We've done everything, but what is it? And it ain't hours being exposed to a minimum of 25 Wi-Fis and all the cell phones that were coming through. So that's why we set up the grounding bar, so people could come and have a bit of a rest, and 30 minutes. That's all. 30 minutes on the ground, 30 minutes on the earthing mat. I've permanently got mine under my workstation and in my bed and in my car, because why not? I can, and I'll permanently be restoring my immune system because I'm grounded. Sherman's resonance. So it's the same as getting out onto the grass. And that will in turn reduce inflammation and pain and build my immunity, which is what we're doing. And then We've got this one here, which is Start and Grow Your Own Business. Now, this one actually attracted a huge amount of attention. And many people have come and already bought devices and shelf of products and started healing people. So with the business in a box, there's a couple of options here. So you can be a normal practitioner and just buy products from us and get your discount. You can be a branch where we set up the 365 branch with a device and the products, and you just order every month and you make your percentage on the consultations and the products. Or you can be a franchise where you buy in and you can then make your percentage on, you would buy the devices, you would buy the products on a monthly basis and make your percentage as well. So, there's options for practitioners, branches, franchises, and then also retailers. So the retailers would buy at their discounted rates, and, the terms and conditions would then apply normal for retailers. We normally let them buy for the month and square up, finish at the end of the month, pay up whatever they bought, which helps the counting. So here with these devices, you would get an operating manual that I've put together. Bear in mind that, it's my years of experience in putting, grouping conditions together, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and getting a result. What do I put when to get what result and why? And that, will probably take somebody years and years and years, especially a non-medical person, to put this together. So we do stipulate that one person needs to have anatomy and physiology in order to be very keen on this device. In fact, when I showed it to the World Health Organization at the Health Innovation Conference 2 years ago, no, just before lockdown, 3 years ago, the doctor there said, Jane, you really need to bring this to Switzerland because every single ICU needs it, because you get an immediate blood sugar, immediate enzyme level, immediate cholesterol level, immediate blood thickness level, immediate kidney readings. So yes, the ward can, or the ICU can send for the readings, but you can get them immediately in 1 minute as well. So to me, it's a bit of a game over that. So I invite you guys to come in and start, building practices and businesses and branches where we can, get closer to people and heal more and more and more. I don't see the business staying only online. I think we need to venture out where the practitioners can also give talks to groups of people, and in that way encourage healing. And I think before I go to the next slide, let me just have a look and see what it is. Ooh, it all scooted off again. I'm just going to have to bring it back. Oh no, let me see. Yeah, it did. Let me just bring it back because I've got some very, very nice slides to show you too. Why am I not getting this? Just a second. There. So I'm just going to pull it through while I'm speaking. So my idea for this evening was to give you, an overview of the Quantum Medical Centre as it is at the moment. We've got a really fully functioning branch in White River, 365 Healthy by Choice, and that's run by Kira. And she's busy completing the quantum diploma and all her courses as well. So next week we're going to have an open day wellness day on Thursday and Friday. What else is next? I've got people from the weekend that basically put their head down. They have already done gallbladder cleanses. The one lady, I can't really show her picture now, but in 3 days, she's visibly different. She has very dark marks underneath her eyes, and within 3 days, in the gallbladder flush, I'm just saying, and the reset pack, she's already shifted. 3 days, and already I can see some of the inflammations coming down. So it's extraordinary, the results, absolutely extraordinary. And I want to share with you today my biggest challenge, my biggest autistic child, who's 9. The father phoned me today and he said to me, he's at school 5 days a week, and he was one of the case studies. So I better not do it again, because then I'll take this video off. But you know what? That's what makes my day. It's just like the best rainfall to me when I hear that, because these parents struggle. Jane, when was my child going to speak? When will my child speak? And I can't promise anything. I can't claim it. So when it happens, and when they've done it with patience and contentment and gratitude and understanding, and it happens, it's just such a wonderful, beautiful thing for everybody. So all our little children who are supposedly on the spectrum, I don't label them, but showing disease that's on the spectrum, let's say, are speaking. So we've got a really growing group of active moms, and down to basics, and get people, on operating on a level they never thought possible. The arthritis people, the fibromyalgia, pain, inflammation, severe parasites. I'm just going to the slides I want to get to. Okay, so people are just asking me to talk about the pricing of the business in a box. So let me do that as well. All right, let's just start there again. All right, so the business in a box, the device itself, this device is 11,000 Rand, 11,500 Rand plus 15% VAT. International orders don't attract VAT. So that gives you the idea of the price of the device. The price of a shelf of products can be anything from 25,000 to 30,000 Rand, but it can be even less. You can be 5 Healthy by Choice direct branch. But if you want to be, a practitioner and your own practice, then you would then buy the device and the shelf of products, and you will get a full manual, and you will get 3 online training videos, and you will also get a box of 4 products that's listed on the site there: Stress Defense Shield, Zeolite, Ormus Gold, and Microbiome Reset. So, and as I said to you, I will need to know that you've mastered the device. And in the device, I show you each panel and which products go with that area of dis-ease, whether it's cardiovascular, lungs, liver, kidney, endocrine, gynecology, prostate, whichever area it might be. So you'll get that. And then I want to share something with you. Okay, fine. Let's just have a look at this. You can screenshot this if you want, just to, shop online. And then a huge amount of educational videos on the YouTube channel. Facebook, I usually post there as well, selectively. And then Instagram, also I'm posting there. I'm most active, I would say, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram. But this is where you can get hold of us. And then I'm very, very proud to say that, this is a lady. She's a practitioner. She's opened up her health and wellness center. So she's bought a shelf of products only. And because it's a health and wellness shop with all kinds of foods, and our super nutrient dense food state, quantum state, nutrient dense foods, because that's what we have. I've blended foods, and we've got some information there. So tomorrow she's launching, and I'll be there from 11 until 2, and people can come and get a complimentary health assessment done there, 5 to 10 minutes, and some product recommendations. And so I urge you all to come to the Kailami Downs Shopping Centre and meet Susanna and myself there. And then on the 6th, we have a wellness day at Walida Naturally Yours pharmacies as well. And I'll be talking on life force and energy and being your currency. And we're going to set up another type of a walk-in Quantum Medical Centre too. And the product will be on special as well for that. And they've invited me to set up a walk-in centre to speak and to also, advise people on products. So very exciting times at the moment. We're very busy. We're growing like crazy. And, I'm inviting you all to be the case study yourself first and then take it from there, then start referring people, then become an affiliate. We've got an affiliate system too, where you can become an affiliate member and you can actually on our behalf, through social networking and referrals, refer people, and you can earn a bit too, which is great. So actually it's not a bit, it's 12%. So the affiliate system works on a 12%. Which is awesome. So for those of you who want to start a business and be on the affiliate side with the products, absolutely. I haven't talked about our copper products, which are vessels and our dispensers. I have talked about the earthing mat, small, medium, and large. So that really covers it all. We've got phenomenal smoothies. Which we're going to be actually making at the Hirsch's open day, along with our quantum assessments, and of course we'll be using their machines and so on. So that's mostly what we're speaking about. And as I said to you, those of you who have friends in White River, Nelspruit, Sabi, Pilgrim's Rest, Hazy View, please know that we have a centre at the Casterbridge Lifestyle Centre, and Kira is there Tuesday till Saturday, and we are doing assessments and products and talks, and really growing the business there. Again, people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. The oils, listen, so yes, the oils, the flaxseed oil, we've got other oils as well, the nutrients, it's all for adults, children under 12. The only place we say not under a year, or if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, and that's just a safety thing, and everybody puts that down. You have to by law, you see. But effectively, a child is crawling on the floor and it's breathing in a microbial field anyway, which is what our microbiome reset is made from. It's made from the air we breathe, the microbes in the air. So a year pregnant or breastfeeding moms, no, use your discretion. And children under 12, half the dose. So again, you just use your discretion. Very sick people, you would start slowly too, so that they could cope. So that's what I've had in store for today, and just to share that with you. And let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say. No, just except to say whatever I'm talking about is actually so simple. It might sound a little bit difficult to comprehend or understand in the beginning, but a day or two and you know exactly what you're doing and you can explain it to anyone. So, you can go onto the website. You can book an appointment if you want to, and we will gladly assist you virtually or in person. Remember, globally, it's everywhere in the world. You can buy your products globally from anywhere in the world. If your country's not open, if it's Eritrea or something like that, tell me and we'll open it. And we've got lots of practitioners buying products and who've bought the device. The device, I must tell you, I have my original ones. The one is 10 years old, the other one is 8 years old, and I use them virtually every day. So these devices are robust. I've taken them to Moscow, I've taken them to Los Angeles, to Europe, all around through X-ray machines, and they are as accurate as when I first got them, and that's great because I've never had to return one device. You have to sort out your computer to make sure that your computer can read this, because that's normally where the snag comes in. So you need to update your computer, all the software, and make sure that it's clean and defragmented and it's all ready for loading, and then we can help you. So I want to thank you for these beautiful put together, which is actually the topic of my PhD, which I need to finish. It's a framework towards holistic wellness. So I'll get there too. It's a situation of, the practical before the theory, and I'm very happy with that, because we don't always want theory before the practical, and then we find it's different. So if you've done the practical first, it's quite easy to slot everything into place in terms of your framework. So great news, everybody, and I look forward to more and more and more and more health and wellness in people, the shift from illness, the purifying of the bodies, and the families getting well, the communities getting well, the countries getting well. And I look forward to all those testimonials. Please send them in so that we can post them and people can really see. See Philip sitting there, and Dipti. I don't see all of you because there's quite a few in, but not everybody's listed there. Thank you so much for coming in, and I hope I've demystified things further, removed further guesswork for you, and created clarity in terms of where you're going. Remember always, physician, heal thyself. I had a man here today who'd been to, I don't know, any number, put a number out there, practitioners to try and heal. He hasn't slept for 40 years. 40 years. So, we unraveled all the problems and the childhood stuff, and the dad that died when he was 5 and all the rest of it. I gave him a glass of the oxygen water. So let's see. Let's hope he sleeps a bit tonight. But what I'm trying to say is, I said to him, is that your healing is inside you. You are going to heal you, not me, not any other number of 204, because the healing is within you, and most of us know it. Good. So on that note, I'm going to end, and just thanks so much again. Bye.